This week I needed a break from working on my chicken coop because trying to balance the garden and jobs around the cottage was getting on top of me. My friends lent me their spare bike for a couple of weeks, and before last weekend it had been 20 years since I was on a bike, and I've got a long way to go before it's a viable means of transport, but I'm really enjoying it. It is a lot more fun cycling outside than it is cycling on a stationary bike in the gym. Everywhere I look, I see things that need doing, and I've been ignoring everything and just focusing on the chicken coop over the last couple of weeks. But this weekend, that needs to change. I'm starting with my outdoor jobs because it's currently not raining and I don't know how long that's going to last. But I need to get a brassica cage built if I want to get my broccoli planted. So that is first on the list. I've been putting this off because I was trying to come up with a really elaborate aesthetic way of doing it, but I'm running out of time and I need to get things in the ground. So I've got some bean canes and I picked up some black water pipe on Marketplace and I am just gonna make it work. I'm enjoying the amount of creative problem solving that has to be done in the garden, even if it is quite time consuming. It's not going to win awards for aesthetics or sturdiness, but hopefully it'll do the job. You can buy really nice metal purpose built frames for this, but they are expensive. So bean canes, water pipe, and cable ties, it is. I have 3 different composting systems and about 3 tons of farmyard manure that I'm rotting down. But composting isn't the fastest process, so in the meantime, I'm reliant on bags of the shop bought stuff. It's not staked in and tidy yet, but it's doing the job and it's just started raining, so it'll have to do. I think this might be the end to my outsiding for the day. It's not actually raining yet today. It's forecast, but the sun's out and I'm taking that as a good omen. I've got quite a few things I'd really like to get done outside today, so we'll see exactly how productive I manage to be. Lots of people ask me why I don't park my car in the carport, and there are a couple of reasons for that. Firstly, I like to have an undercover space to do projects in when the weather's rubbish, because my workshop, for an assortment of reasons, isn't really good for that. Secondly, I am convinced that the carport is about a hair's breadth away from falling down, and I don't want my car insurance premiums to go up. It's constructed out of almost every building material imaginable. Wood, breeze blocks, bricks, there's a granite retaining wall, the roof is corrugated iron, one of the walls is asbestos, and it's propped up by tree branches. And I'm not convinced about how long it's going to last. It's really useful, so I'm planning on taking it down and rebuilding it, but it's slightly complicated by the asbestos wall and the fact that the retaining walls are going to need to be rebuilt. And they're holding back a lot of earth. So I'm probably going to wait and get someone who knows what they're doing to do that. And I'm going to use some of the granite that I'll have when I take down a wall in the barn. It's one of those jobs where you can't do X until you've done Y. But until then, I've got these acro props and I'm just going to prop it up and hope that it doesn't fall down on me. Should probably look up how acro props work before I start, because I do not have time for the roof to fall down today. Hopefully that'll do the job, although it's probably about time that I bought a hard hat. Or a critical injury insurance policy. I'm growing butternut squash, even though I'm not a huge fan, because it will be good for soups in the winter. I want to grow them up a trellis to save space, so I'm going to make one. Ideally, without buying anything. You probably shouldn't need a hammer with a nail gun, but my nailing success rate is not what you might think. The problem with filling the carport up with my hoarded wood collection is there's nowhere to work when it's raining. I'm not sure how many competent construction people make it through my videos, but if you're watching and have any recommendations for a job site table saw, I'd love to hear them, because this one is a disaster waiting to happen. All I need to do now is add the cross braces to make it a bit stronger, and instead of cutting down some more timber on the table saw, I thought I'd use the smaller of the sycamore tree branches that I cut down a couple of weeks ago. Why is everything I do harder than I anticipate? And it's raining again. I did not spend all afternoon ignoring chores to not achieve something. Okay, if I screw you into there, I'll be able to unscrew you when I want to store you. I'm going to wind some string around the trellis so they've got a bit more support, but I've had enough of being rained on for one day, so it'll have to wait till tomorrow. While I'm waiting for the weather to cheer up, I thought I'd clean the kitchen and tell you a little bit about Purdy and Fig, who are advertising with me this week. Purdy and Fig's Counter Clean is a multi-purpose cleaner packed with powerful natural soap and scented with essential oils. I've been working my way through the cleaning supplies I cleared out of my parents' house over 2 years ago, and it's great to find one cleaner that I can use in every room because storage in the cottage is pretty scarce. There's so much plastic packaging in most cleaning products, so I love that Counter Clean is refillable. Simply pour the concentrate into your glass bottle for life, top up with tap water, and you're ready to go. Scented with essential oils, Purdy and Fig have two scent ranges, the Signature Collection and the Seasonal, and their new Summer Scent range is excellent. I've been using Summer Lawn to clean my kitchen, and it smells like freshly cut grass, which is another job I've got to add to my to-do list for the week. The summer scent range is available now and will leave your home smelling incredible. Use code JUDE10 or visit the link in the video description for an additional 10% off half-price starter kits. Next summer, my goal is to make a brassica cage that has the same kind of rustic vibe as my squash trellis. I don't have the time or the skills for that right now, but it's nice to have dreams. My hinged hoop house is worth its weight in gold, and I'm planning on putting another set of raised beds in later in the year, and I will definitely be building another one. These are my hoop house courgette plants, and this is my outside courgette plant. It's really windy here today, so the audio quality probably isn't that great. I thought I'd broken my microphone and ordered a new microphone, and then realised it was just the wind in the leaves in the trees. This job has been on my list ever since I put the rainwater collection in on my shed, which was one of the first jobs I did when I moved here. So if I can get it finished, I'll be happy. Don't panic, these rocks are not integral to the wall. This is one of those projects that I've been putting off for ages, and now I've done it, I have no idea why I didn't do it sooner. It's not super glamorous, but it does mean that my watering cans will stop falling over while I'm trying to fill them up. So, I'll take that. I wanted to start a companion guild around the only one of my fruit trees that doesn't need moving. It's not finished, but wild strawberries, comfrey and chives are a good start. It was so windy last night that some of my garden furniture blew over, but my trellis and my chicken coop are still standing, and if that's not a credit to my building skills, I don't know what is. There's so much that I want to do here, and it can be difficult to balance things that I really want to be working on with stuff that needs doing regardless, like mowing the lawn and watering the garden and apparently feeding myself. But I am really grateful that I get to do this full time, and I need to remember that I'm not in a huge rush. I don't have a big deadline. I've got all the time in the world, and I just need to keep going and making progress. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next weekend when I will be putting a roof and some walls on that chicken coop, not necessarily in that order, if it kills me. You can find me on Instagram and on Patreon as Rewilding Jude.